Chalkboard.
Chalkboard.
She wrote the day's menu up on a chalkboard.
Chalky.
Chalky.
White chalky soil.
There were chalky bits in the bottom of the drink.
Challenge.
Challenge.
The company is ready to meet the challenges of the next few years.
I relish the challenge of rebuilding the club. I relish the challenge of rebuilding the club.
Martins now faces the biggest challenge of his career.
A new and vibrant initiative to meet the challenge of the 21st century. A new and vibrant initiative to meet the challenge of the 21st century.
The intellectual challenge of postgraduate research.
A direct challenge to the governor's authority.
The President faces a strong challenge from nationalists. The strike represented a serious challenge to the government. The strike represented a serious challenge to the government.
They decided to mount a legal challenge to the decision.
They are ready to mount a challenge for the championship. They threw down the challenge that he couldn't wash 40 cars in 1 hour.
The new Prime Minister narrowly avoided a leadership challenge last year.
A boy with a reputation for challenging the authority of his teachers.
Viewpoints such as these are strongly challenged by environmentalists. Viewpoints such as these are strongly challenged by environmentalists.
They went to the High Court to challenge the decision. I challenge Dr. Carver to deny his involvement. After lunch, Carey challenged me to a game of tennis.
Liverpool are challenging for the title.
I'm really at my best when I'm challenged.
Every teacher ought to be challenging kids to think about current issues. Every teacher ought to be challenging kids to think about current issues. We were challenged by the security guard at the gate.
Lewis is his main challenger for the world title.
Challenged.
Challenged.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Teaching young children is a challenging and rewarding job.
A challenging problem.
Chamber.
Chamber.
A combustion chamber.
The heart has 4 chambers. The council chamber.
The Queen's private chambers.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain.
Chambermaid.
Chambermaid.
Chamber music.
Chamber music.
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber orchestra.
Chamber orchestra.
Chamber pot.
Chamber pot.
Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Chamois.
Chamois.
Chamomile.
Chamomile.
Champ.
Champ.
The world champ.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Champers.
Champers.
Champion.
Champion.
The world heavyweight boxing champion.
The Olympic champion. A champion of women's rights. She championed the cause of religious freedom.
Championship.
Championship.
The women's figure skating championships. Greece won the European Championship.
Warwickshire are the current holders of the cricket championship.
Chance.
Chance.
There's always the chance that something will go wrong.
What are the team's chances of success?
If we did move to London, I'd stand a much better chance of getting a job.
There is little chance of her being found alive.
Chances are you'll be fine.
Ralph was waiting for a chance to introduce himself. Our only chance of escape.
I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
If someone invited me over to Florida, I'd jump at the chance.
The rope might break, but that's a chance we'll have to take.
After losing $20,000 on my last business venture, I'm not taking any chances this time. After losing $20,000 on my last business venture, I'm not taking any chances this time.
He was taking a chance on a relatively new young actor.
He decided to take his chances in the boat.
Ryan will be a candidate in next month's elections, but his chances are not good.
England's chances of winning the series have all but disappeared.
I don't fancy their chances against Brazil.
I bumped into her quite by chance in Oxford Street.
Dave had thought of every possibility. He was leaving nothing to chance. It was pure chance that they ended up working in the same office in the same town.
As chance would have it, the one time I wanted to see her, she wasn't in.
Are you Mrs. Grant by any chance?
Any chance of a cup of coffee? Any chance of you coming to the party on Saturday? I think we're in with a good chance of beating them.
Maybe your brother would lend you the money. Huh, fat chance.
I didn't really expect her to be at home. I just called on the off chance.
Do you think you'll get married? Chance would be a fine thing. I wasn't sure if I got quite enough petrol to get me home, but I decided to chance it.
We decided not to chance our luck in the storm. She'd never played before, but she was ready to chance her arm.
I decided to stay where I was. I couldn't chance being seen.
She chanced to be passing when I came out of the house.
It chanced that we both went to Paris that year.
Henry chanced upon some valuable coins in the attic.
A chance meeting with a journalist changed everything.
A chance remark by one of his colleagues got him thinking.
Chancel.
Chancel.
Chancellery.
Chancellery.
Chancellor.
Chancellor.
Helmut Kohl, the former German Chancellor.
Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Chancery.
Chancery.
Chancey.
Chancey.
Acting professionally is a chancy business.
Chandelier.
Chandelier.
Chandler.
Chandler.
Change.
Change.
Susan has changed a lot since I last saw her.
Changing your eating habits is the best way to lose weight.
The leaves on trees change colour in the autumn.
He changed from being a nice lad to being rude and unhelpful. He changed from being a nice lad to being rude and unhelpful.
The hissing sound gradually changed into a low hum.
A witch had changed him into a mouse.
Mueller changed his name to Miller when he became a U.S. citizen.
She changed jobs in May. The company has recently changed to a more powerful computer system. The ship changed course and headed south.
The company has had to change direction because of developments in technology. Piper awkwardly tried to change the subject.
3 boys were changing a tyre by the side of the road.
When I lost my keys, we had to change all the locks.
The time of the meeting has been changed from 11 to 10:30.
How often do you change cars?
Her father tried to get her to change her mind.
If you change your mind about the job, just give me a call.
It's quite rare for politicians to change sides. It's quite rare for politicians to change sides.
Francis came in while Jay was changing. Change your dress. That one looks dirty. Sarah changed into her swimsuit and ran out for a quick swim.
You'd better go and get changed.
I bathed him and changed his diaper.
Can you change the baby?
I bought these gloves for my daughter, but they're too large. Can I change them for a smaller size?
I'm sure the shop will change them for you.
Can you change a £20 note?
I want to change my dollars into pesos, please. Passengers for Liverpool should change at Crewe.
I had to change planes in Denver.
The house has changed hands 3 times in the last 2 years.
Would you mind changing places with me so I can sit next to my friend? She may be rich, but I wouldn't want to change places with her.
Change into second gear as you approach the corner.
Change down before you get to the hill.
The question is, will the President change his tune on taxes?
U.S. business has changed its spots in recent years.
When we'd changed the furniture around, the room looked bigger.
Complete all the exercises on one leg, then change over.
We hope to change over to the new software by next month.
I find it hard to cope with change.
Scientists worried about climactic change.
Changes in the immigration laws.
A change in personality may mean your teenager has a drug problem.
A change of temperature.
No major changes were made to the book.
There was a change for the better in the patient's condition.
The sweeping political changes after the fall of communism.
She had a change of heart and decided to stay.
Family life has undergone dramatic change in recent years. Family life has undergone dramatic change in recent years.
The car needs an oil change.
A change of government.
A change of address.
The gradual change from grasslands to true desert.
The government has made some major policy changes.
The morning was cool, a welcome change from the heat of the day before.
How about dinner out for a change? Ron's buying the drinks. That makes a change. Ron's buying the drinks. That makes a change.
The patients benefit greatly from a change of scenery.
Here's your change, sir. I have about $1 in change. Matt emptied the loose change from his pockets.
A beggar asked for some spare change.
Excuse me, have you got change for £1? Can you make change for $20?
I had only about £1 in small change.
The program costs $20 million a year, small change by Washington standards.
Even with a change of trains, the subway is quicker than a cab at rush hour.
I wouldn't bother asking Richard. You'll get no change out of him. I wouldn't bother asking Richard. You'll get no change out of him.
Changeable.
Changeable.
Changeable weather.
Changed.
Changed.
Since she stopped drinking, she's a changed woman. Businesses need to adapt to changed circumstances.
Changeless.
Changeless.
A changeless desert landscape.
Changeling.
Changeling.
Change of life.
Change of life.
Changeover.
Changeover.
A changeover from military to civilian government.
Change purse.
Change purse.
Changing room.
Changing room.
Changing table.
Changing table.
Channel.
Channel.
The news on Channel 4. The kids are watching cartoons on the Disney Channel.
What channel is ER on?
He changed channels to watch the basketball game.
The US is working through diplomatic channels to find a solution.
The new software will be sold through existing distribution channels. It is important that we open the channels of communication with the police.
St. George's Channel.
An irrigation channel.
The sliding doors fit into these plastic channels.
Art provides a channel for the children's creativity. Art provides a channel for the children's creativity.
Most of his energy was channeled into writing and lecturing. Profits are channeled to conservation groups. The famine relief money was channeled through the UN. Women were likely to be channeled into jobs as teachers or nurses. Drugs from government pharmacies were being channeled into illegal drug markets. Water had channeled grooves in the rock. An efficient irrigation system channels water to the crops. She claims to channel the spirit of a 2,000-year-old hunter.
In her latest video, Kylie is channeling Marilyn Monroe.
Channeling.
Channeling.
Channel surfing.
Channel surfing.
Chant.
Chant.
Protesters chanting anti-government slogans.
A priest chanting the liturgy.
Others in the crowd took up the chant.
Chants of, "Oh no, we won't go."
Chantry.
Chantry.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Chaos.
Chaos.
The country was plunged into economic chaos. There was total chaos on the roads.
The kitchen was in chaos.
Chaotic.
Chaotic.
A chaotic mixture of images.
Chap.
A decent sort of chap. Chaparral.
Chaparral.
Chapbook.
Chapbook.
Chapel.
Chapel.
Bethan goes to chapel every Sunday.
Chaperone.
Chaperone.
3 parents went on the school's ski trip as chaperones.
Chaplain.
Chaplain.
The prison chaplain.
Chaplaincy.
Chaplaincy.
Chapped.
Chapped.
Chappy.
Chappy.
Chapter.
Chapter.
Read chapter 11 as your homework.
This chapter discusses power and how people use it.
A new chapter of peace and cooperation.
The noblest chapter in our history.
The local chapter of the American Legion.
Chapter house.
Chapter house.
Char.
Char.
Roast the peppers until the skin begins to char and blister.
A cup of char.
Charabang.
Charabang.
Character.
Character.
He has a cheerful but quiet character.
Children grow up with a mixture of character traits from both sides of their family.
His temper and other character flaws.
He swore, which was out of character for him.
Openness is at the heart of the American character.
Candida is the most interesting character in the play.
In the story, the main character has left his girlfriend and baby.
Everyone recognizes Disney's cartoon characters.
A couple of shady characters standing on the corner. I'm considered a reformed character these days. Linda was something of a character.
The whole character of the school has changed.
The unspoilt character of the coast.
The southern state became more nationalist in character.
A woman of great character.
Schools were created to teach reading and mathematics, not moral character. It takes strength of character to admit you're wrong.
Sport can be character building.
A red wine with a meaty character.
Suburban houses that lack character.
A man of previous good character.
The campaign was accused of character assassination because of its negative ads. His defense called several people as character witnesses. The campaign was accused of character assassination because of its negative ads. His defense called several people as character witnesses.
Mr. Weatherby wrote him a character reference. Mr. Weatherby wrote him a character reference.
The Chinese character for horse.
Character actor.
Character actor.
Characterize.
Characterize.
Characteristic.
Characteristic.
A baby discovering the physical characteristics of objects.
Violent images are a defining characteristic of his work.
The highly characteristic flint walls of the local houses.
The qualities that were characteristic of the Nixon administration.
Characterization.
Characterization.
Pilcher's books have humour, good characterization, and lively dialogue. The characterization of the enemy as fanatics.
Characterize.
Characterize.
The group was characterized as being well-educated and liberal.
Bright colors characterize his paintings.
Characterless.
Characterless.
A characterless modern building.
Charade.
Charade.
Unless more money is given to schools, all this talk of improving education is just a charade. Unless more money is given to schools, all this talk of improving education is just a charade.
Charbroil.
Charbroil.
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
Cooking over a charcoal fire.
A sketch drawn in charcoal.
Charred.
Charred.
Charge.
Charge.
An admission charge of $5.
There is a charge for the use of the swimming pool.
Guided tours are provided at no charge.
Your order will be sent free of charge.
He asked to speak to the person in charge.
The officer in charge of the investigation.
Stern put Travis in charge of the research team.
Owens came in and took charge of the situation.
A commander in each country was to have charge of the local militia. A commander in each country was to have charge of the local militia.
Teachers that do their best for the children in their charge. Teachers that do their best for the children in their charge.
The files were left in your charge. Sarah bought some chocolate for her 3 young charges. He was found guilty of all 6 charges against him.
Higgins is facing a charge of armed robbery. Higgins is facing a charge of armed robbery.
The following morning, he was arrested on a charge of burglary.
The charge that tobacco companies target young people with their ads.
A charge of racial discrimination against the company.
Wallace denied charges that he'd lied to investigators.
The speech laid him open to charges of political bias.
It was small businesses that led the charge against healthcare changes.
Leave the battery on charge all night.
Cases of child abuse have a strong emotional charge.
I got a real charge out of seeing my niece take her first steps.
The old servant fulfilled his master's charge to care for the children.
The hotel charges $125 a night.
The restaurant charged us £40 for the wine. Calls will be charged at 44 pence per minute.
We won't charge for delivery if you pay now.
The gallery charges an entrance fee.
Wilson charged the drinks to his room.
Use a courier and charge it to the department.
I charged the shoes on Visa.
Gibbons has been charged with murder.
Demonstrators have charged that the police used excessive force against them. The boys charged noisily into the water.
Then, with a final effort, our men charged the enemy for the last time.
The bear charged towards her at full speed.
The shaver can be charged up.
The Commission is charged with investigating war crimes.